Hey guys, welcome back to another video in C programming course. Myself, I'm Anand Simon Har and I'm a campus student code for course. So, without any further delay, let's move on to today's agenda. So, here we actually talk about multi-dimensional array, particularly the 3D array or three-dimensional array, and its declaration and how to access it. And we also look into some example in it. So, let me open my code blocks editor. Uh, Actually, we already discussed about two-dimensional array and one-dimensional array in our previous classes. Please, if you haven't checked that video, please do check that video and then come back here so that you'll get some more clarity about arrays and how access, like initialization and access, everything. You get some more clear idea about arrays. Please do check the previous video and then come back here. And when it comes to single dimensional array, we used one for loop. When it comes to two-dimensional array, we have used two for loops. But whereas three-dimensional array, what we going to use? What how many for loops we going to use? Yes, you are right. We're going to use three for loops. So let me create a new project here, and then let's discuss about more on it. I'm going to click on new console application. I'm going to choose a C language. I'm going to give a title as here. I'm going to give a title as arrays part 3. So here I have created a project here with the arrays part 3, and I'm going to click on this plus icon beside sources here. I'm going to click on this thing, and then I'm going to double click on main.c here. So now I'm going to delete this default code which I've got from this compiler. So I have deleted it. So let me comment it out and then write as a 3D array. 3D array. I have written this thing 3D array. So now let's discuss what exactly mean by 3D array. So here, if you want to write a 3D array, then how to declare a 3D array particularly. So first we're going to write an array name, the data type that I have already written the data type as an integer type here, and then array name. Array name I'm giving is a here, and then within a square brackets we have to mention three square brackets. So we're going to mention the size of the we're going to mention we're going to mention dimensions for this particular array. So now I'm going to give 2 here, and then 3 here, and then 3 here. So what exactly it mean by 2 3 3? So what exactly it mean by 2 3 3? So it is nothing but, so we are saying that we need two tabular form of two-dimensional array. Two dimensional actually here what we actually saying in this particular line, we need two dimensional arrays, two dimensional arrays. So here, so this is two arrays. We need two arrays, that is 3 by 3 matrix. I mean, we are asking a compiler to allocate a memory for two dimensional arrays. So two-dimensional array that consists of 3 by 3 matrix. So I'm going to show like let me open my here I'm going to open some documents. So this is what I mean by exactly. We are asking the compiler to create a two tabular forms. So this is what two tabular forms. We are asking the compiler to create a two tabular forms. When it comes to two-dimensional array, we've actually got only one tabular form. I already shown you in this in the previous classes. If you haven't checked the video, please do check the video. I've already shown there. Like when it comes to two-dimensional array, how it exactly represent everything. I've already shown in that two-dimensional array. Please do check the video. So when it comes to three-dimensional array, here we actually asking the let me show it again. Let's come back to the editor here. So we have given two array. Here we have given two. So it means we are asking the to create two tabular forms. So that's what we have we have created two tabular forms. This is what a representation internally. I just want to show you this is the three-dimensional array. We're asking, it was created by like two tabular forms because we are mentioning two here. If you mention three here, then it's going to create three tabular forms of two-dimensional arrays. So it means three two-dimensional arrays, three two-dimensional array. If you give 4, then 4 two-dimensional arrays. For two-dimensional array. Then it's going to create four tabular forms here. Four tabular forms here. So yeah, that's what I have shown you here. Internally the representation, this is what the representation is. So now let me open again the code blocks here. So let make changes into two here. So how to, this is what the declaration about, and how to assign a values for three-dimensional array. First we're going to give open and close curly bracket. Within this we're going to give let me enter it first of all. Yeah, so we have a one open curly bracket and close curly bracket. Within this we're going to mention a two tabular form values we're going to mention here. How are we going to mention means? So let me write first. We're going to do 1 2 3 and then comma, and then again I'm going to give 4 5 6 and then comma, and then 7 8 9. I'm going to mention this way. Within this I'm going to again give one more open and close curly bracket for again I'm going to open, sorry, here just, so again I'm going to open one more open and close curly bracket for one more table. Here I'm going to mention 10 11 12 13. So actually we have like what do we have here? So we have like we have created two tables, right? So we're going to mention the two tables values here. So in this way we're going to mention, and then 13 14 15. So we got in this way. So and then what going to happen, 17 and 18. So yeah, so this is what about initialization for three-dimensional. So here, see, we got actually. So let me enter it for this. I'm going to write a new line so that give me more clarity about it. And this also I'm going to give an enter here. Yeah. Yeah. So here, see, for example, here this is an open and close curly bracket. Within this, we are actually given one more open and close curly bracket. So let's look in this highlighted open and close curly bracket. Look in this. Observe this highlighted open and close curly bracket. This is one table. This is one table. I mean one 2D array. One 2D array. It means so that's what we actually. This is the representation for 2D array. So we got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and so on 9 up to 9. We have given like for this is one row, second row and third row. That's what we have mentioned. So we got the same result in our representation as well. So we are mentioning each row, we are again making it as again open and close curly bracket. Within this we are mentioning, and this is one more row and this is one more row, and this entire consists of one table. And again this is the same thing as well, this is a consist of another table. So that's what we got here, the another table. So and each table has its row, and each row is consists of three values, three data, and three values. So we got in this way, and entire consists as like one particular table. So I mean two three-dimensional arrays. So that's what we have mentioned here in this way. So this is what about three-dimensional array here. So the initialization part for three-dimensional array. Here we are asking the compiler to create. We are asking the compiler to get the two three-dimensional arrays. So that's what we have mentioned here. Two. It means it's going to create a two three-dimensional array. So that's what this is about initialization part here. So we are asking the user, we are asking the compiler to get an initialization part here. So and now what we're going to do is let's print the values and how it works exactly. Let me show that as well. So here I'm going to give for let me declare ijk here. So and then I less than 2 and I plus plus. So first, actually, I represents number of tables. I represent number of tables, and J represent number of columns K represent number of, sorry, J represent number of rows and K represent number of columns. K represent number of columns and J represent number of rows and I represent number of tables. It's going to represent number of tables here. So in this particular for loop, we actually going to mention, we are actually asking the user to, like, we are asking the compiler to enter in the particular table. So I is starting from 0, so it's going to start from the 0th table to, and it ends from first table. So we have two tables, right? So array always starts from 0 and it's going to end up to 1. So it's going to reach, it's going to loop through the two tables. So that's what we have shown in our representation, right? Isn't it? So that's what is going to happen here. So now again come back to compiler. Yeah. So here we have given the for loop for I. It represents the table, and now we are giving the j value here for j, and j less than. We are mentioning the j less than 3, and j plus plus here, and then k equals to 0, k less than 3, and k plus plus. That's what we are mentioning here. So now what we are going to do is, like, we're going to print a function. Within a printf function, what I'm going to do is element, so that you'll get some more clarity. So that's why I want to give in within this square brackets, like what particular index we are looking into the particular table, like what index it's actually getting the data from that particular table. So that's what I want to give in a clear representation. That's what that's the reason I'm just you are printing this ijk as well, so within this square bracket, so that you will get some more clarity about what actually data they're getting from it. So now I'm going to give one more percentage d for z, and one more percentage for k as well. So yeah, I have given in this way. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to print out one more value for this thing. I mean, what the data from that particular, we are getting the data from that particular index, right? So I'm also giving the index as well. So I, j, k here, and then we are printing this particular data from that particular value, right? Isn't it? So we are printing from this array. So isn't it? So I'm going to mention the array as well here. Array I, array j. Yeah, array of ijk. I'm also printing the data from that array, particular array. So I'm going to give in this way, and then here I'm going to give. So we have this particular return 0 as well here. So now I'm going to print this particular data. So let's see what actually going to happen. So now we got. Actually, let me give us some. Yeah. So I'm going to give next line here so that you get clarity. Yeah, so we got the clarity here. So now see, so we have given up to 18 values. So we are printing up to 18 here. So from 0, 0, 1, we are printing 2, 0, 0, 2, 3, 0, 1, 0, 4, 0, 1, 1, 5. So we are printing all the entire values from that from the data. So how it actually working and all, let me see. Before that, let me open my document here again. So here, see, look into this particular thing, and then look into the table as well. So here, see, so this is particular here 0, 0, 1. So we are actually getting from the 0th table. So we have 0 and 1. This look assume as a 0 and 1th table, because array start from 0. So we are giving from 0, right? So you have to assume as a 0. This is 0th table and this is the 1th table. So 0th table, it's actually looking into 0th table and 0th row. So it means this row, this particular row, and we are getting the data from 1th. Actually, see, so actually, sorry, this is not one. This thing, yeah, we are getting the data from 0th column as well. So we are printing the 1 actually here. We are printing the 1 here, and then 0th row, sorry, 0th table, 0th row, and 1th column. We are getting the data from here 2, that is 0, 0, 2 here. We're getting data from 3 here. So that's what it's actually working here. And if you want to get the data from this particular table 18, if you want to print the particular 18, then what are you going to do? So here, see, here we actually having a this is the 0th table here. So this is the 0th table, and this is one table. So we have two tables and 0 and 1. So our array always start from 0 and 1. So we're going to consider the table as well as a 0 and 1. So this is the one table. So here in one table we have zeroth column here and zeroth row and zeroth column as well. We have 0 and 0 column as well. So we want to get the data of 18 here. So what are you going to do? So what this particular row is a second row because array start from 0 onwards. So this is 0 and 1 2, and again the column as well, 0 1 2. So 2 2. So we have to get the data of 2 2. So we have to get the data from 2 2, and then we'll get the data here. It means we have to mention 1 2, I mean sorry, 1 2. Yeah, 1 2 2. It means you're going to get the data of this particular you're going to get this particular 18. So that's what you have. Even when you print this particular code, even it's what getting here actually 1 2 2. Even we're getting the output as the same thing here. 1 2 2. We're getting the output as 18 here. So we're printing this particular data of 18 here. So that's what we're getting in as an output as well. So now let's move on to our code blocks again. So let's debug it line by line how it actually working and everything. So let me debug it. Say let's consider this particular for loop, and then start step by step procedure, like how it exactly working and everything. Let's look into that particular code. So let me comment it out first here, and then before commenting out, let me actually without commenting out, let's see actually what happened, because it's going to be color change, right? So I won't be that going to be. Yeah. So here we have 0 here. So we are starting I from 0, and then if this condition is true, of course I less than 2, it's going to be condition is true. So it's going to move on to this particular for loop inside. It's going to move on to this particular for loop inside for loop, and again one more for loop is that going to trigger, and j starts from 0, and j starts from 0, and then this particular condition is true. So it's going to move on to this particular again one more for loop, and now we have k equal to 0 here. K equal to 0 here. We have k equal to 0. So now inside particular again for loop we have one more. I mean we don't have one more for loop, but we have this printf function here. We are printing something in our output string. So we are printing what is here we are printing ijk. We are printing ijk here. So what is I? So we are printing I. So what is I here? 0, and j also 0, and k also 0 equals to, and we are printing this particular data from this particular array. So what is so this is the initialization part we have given. So 0 means what is 0? This is a table what we are mentioning the table here. So we have two tables. This is the one table, I mean this is the one table, and this is the second table. So first and second, it means array always start from 0. So we are going to consider table also as from 0, and this is from 1. So the table is 1 and table is 0 here. We are also considering in this way, in this particular way. This is the first 0th table, and this is the first table. So we going to look into this 0th table. So this is a 0th table. So inside 0th table we're going to look into the I0 and sorry I mean we are printing j and k. So j and k, we're going to look into the j. It means the row and column as well. So this is the first row, this is the first row, and this is the first row, and this is the second row, this is the third row. So we have to look into this particular 0 means this is the first row. We're going to look into this first row, and this is the 1 0. I mean 0th row, first row, second row. Because array always start from 0, so we're going to do it in a 0. We're going to start from the 0 only. So 0. So here we're going to consider a 0. So it means 0. Actually, it's not a part of code. I'm just writing to get an understanding for you. whether which row we are actually talking about. So that's the reason I have given the 0 equal to some like the brackets and everything. So it's not a part of code. Even if you run it in this way, you're going to get some errors. So don't try in this way. Like is I'm just mentioning, like I just want to give it a clear idea how it actually about particular row I'm actually talking about. So that's the reason I'm just mentioning a 0 1 2 and so it's not come under the code. So I just mentioning for example purpose, like for explanation purpose. So we're going to look into the zeroth row and then zeroth column as well. So this is zeroth column. So zeroth column, one column, and second column. So this is what the second column. So here that's going to be very confusing, I guess. So let me delete it first. Yeah. So let's assume this thing. So we have the zeroth row, and this is the first column, second column, and third column. So we have three columns here. So this is the zeroth row. So we're going to do in this particular column. So we have first column here. So I'm going to get the data of first here, and then what I'm going to do is next, this is what we got in an output as well. So 0 0 0, we got 1 as an output. So we got the trigger as output here as well. So now what we're going to do is once we display this particular data, actually it's going to again it's come back to this particular um, loop here, and again it's going to print, again it's going to add k plus plus. So now k going to be I going to be 0 here, j going to be 0 here, and k going to be 1 here, because it actually once it printed it's going to come back to this particular incrementation here. You're going to increment, so 0 plus 1 is going to be 1 here. So again it's going to check this particular condition, k less than 3 is true. So it's going to move on to this particular function, printf function. Again it's going to print it accordingly. So we have 0 here, again 0, again 1 here. So that output going to be, so now again come back to here. So this is the zeroth table. So we have to look into the zeroth table and the zeroth column, sorry, zeroth row and 1th column. So this is the zeroth row, zeroth column, and 1th column. So 1th column is 2. So that's what we got in our output as well too. So now let's see other thing as well. And then j is equal to 0 as well, and the k is equal to again come back to this particular, and then it's going to increment here k plus plus. Again now it's going to become as 2 here. Now actually again it's going to come to this particular printf function. Again it's going to do the same work here, 0 0, and now it's going to become 2 here. And now what going to get output as, so this is zeroth row, zeroth table, zeroth row, and second column. So second column going to be 3. So we're going to get output as 3 here. So even same thing we're going to get in our output screen as well. So now what I'm going to do is next thing, again I is equal to 0, j equal to 0, again sorry, now it's going to not going to be 0. Yeah, let's see what is going to happen. So now again what is going to be, now the k is equal to 2, right, isn't it? So again it come back to this particular for loop. Again it's going to increment it. Now k going to be 3. So is it true k less than 3? Is it true? I mean k also going to be 3. It's going to replace by again 3 here. It's going to replace by 3. So is it condition is particularly true? Yes, of course it's not true. So it's going to be false. So now what going to happen? Again it's going to roll back to this particular for loop. This means j here. It's going to roll back to this particular for loop. And now what is going to happen is j going to increment it. So now j got going to happen, j going to be 1, and k again in the j is equal to 1. Again it's going to come back to this particular for loop. That is we have k equal to 0. Again it's going to start from k equal to 0, and it's going to happen this particular row, and again I equal to 0, j equal to 1, k equal to 1. So this is what going to happen. Again I is equal to 0, j equal to 1, k equal to 2. After that it's going to happen again I equal to 0, j equal to 2, k equal to 0. I equal to 0, k equal to now j equal to 2, k equal to 1. So this is what going to happen every time. So what I want to say for you guys is, so I want to like just like whether even if I explain it right now, maybe it's going to be confusing for you. For first time, it's going to everything like going to be confusing for you. What I want to ask you guys to do is take a pen, use a pen and paper, and then write the same for loops here, the three for loops, the whatever I have mentioned in this particular code. Just write down this three for loops in your pen and paper, and then do same thing what I have done here. Just just do in this mathematical format, like whatever I have shown you in this particular code, in this highlighted code, the whatever I have written here. So do it in on a pen and paper, and then try to do it by yourself without looking this particular code. Just write down this particular for loops, there's three for loops, and then try to do this thing, zero, I is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, and then when we have a values for 0 0 zeroth table, 0th row, and 0th column, we got 1. So try to do in this way so that you'll get some more clarity. So you're going to get some more clarity by doing by yourself on a pen and paper. Then you're going to get some more idea and then some more clarity about what exactly the code actually working internally. So that's what I want to ask you guys to do. So try to do in that way so that you will get some more clarity about how it actually works and everything. So that's what my request from my side. That's what the request from my side. So try to do in that way so that you'll get some more clarity about what actually the code is happening. So I'm going to delete all these things. This thing that's not actually part of the code. I just have written here for the clarity purpose. So I'm going to delete it right now. Yeah, so I'm going to I have deleted. So that's what from today's class, guys. So I hope you got my. I hope you understood about like what exactly the three-dimensional array is about. Try to do in this way, even if you didn't get that what exactly two-dimensional and one-dimensional array. Try to do in this way. Try to debug using pen and paper. Try to do like step by step, like what exactly happening, everything. So try to do in this way so that you get some more clarity about what actually happening in this particular code. Even if I explain it, I hope most of the people like will understand it. If not, try to do it in a pen and paper, and that's going to be like going to help you more uh, than this video. So I hope. So thank you all for so watching the video. So if you like my work, please do like, share, and subscribe to Code for Cause. Thank you.